third person, second person, first person, March 19th to 23rd, 2012. The transcript for this video was prepared from March 19th to 23rd, 2012. The audio was prepared March 23rd, 2012. This video is expected to air on March 25th, 2012. Hello, dear Homo sapiens, dear slaves, dear masters, dear puppeteers. I answer to the call Harj Gill, and I have spoken about the guilt of the Homo sapiens in my video titled Guilt of the Homo sapiens, released on March 12, 2012. This video titled Third Person, Second Person, First Person was created from March 19th to the 23rd, 2012. In this video I discuss further how the Homo sapien does that evil thing it does in more detail. The Homo sapien mixes the genes throughout the world by the use of the third person. Person defined by Webster's American Dictionary of the English Language, 1828, and I repeat it here. Person, persona, said to be compounded of per, through, or by, and sonus sound, a Latin word signifying primarily a mask used by actors on a stage. A mask used by actors on a stage. And this is as defined by Webster's American Dictionary of the English Language, 1828. Let's look at what the third person means. Since the days of Babylon, the Homo sapien decided to institutionalize the babbling that had started from its birth. I am referring to the continuation of the baby's babbling, which the Homo sapien decided to continue as the baby matured to a teenager and then to an adult. You have been babbling before and since Babylon through the creation of your religions and your institutions. Babbling is mentioned by Steven Pinker. Stephen Arthur Pinker was born September 18, 1954. He is a Canadian-American experimental psychologist, cognitive scientist, linguist, and popular science author. He's a Harvard College professor and the Johnston Family Professor in the Department of Psychology at Harvard University, and is known for his advocacy of evolutionary psychology and the computational theory of mind. Compares a child babbling to a person fiddling with a complex hi-fi system in an attempt to understand what the controls do. Most babbling consists of a small number of sounds which suggest the child is preparing the basic sounds necessary to speak the language to which he is exposed. Dear slaves, the dawn of the internet allowed you, the Homo sapien, to fiddle with a complex hi-fi system called Mother Earth. In the process, you decide to cause widespread global terrorism because in the end you have behaved like babies thirsting for the milk, a feed, not understanding the damage that can be done by the third, second, and first persons. Let's take a walk, an umbrella walk, down this path to further enlighten and to provide some understanding so that you can stop your babbling and take responsibility for your actions. Babbling is defined by Wikipedia, and what I'd like to do is define Babylon. It's defined also by Wikipedia. Babylon, Arabic it's Babel, Akkadian is Babili, Sumerian logogram, it's Hebrew is Babel, and Greek is Babylon. Was an Akkadian city-state founded in 1867 BC by an Amorite dynasty of ancient Mesopotamia, the remains of which are found in present-day Al-Hila, Babylon province, Iraq. It's about 55 miles south of Baghdad. That's about 85 kilometers south of Baghdad. All that remains of the original ancient famed city of Babylon today is a mound or tell of broken mud brick buildings and debris in the fertile Mesopotamian plain between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. The city itself was built upon the Euphrates and divided in equal parts along its left and right banks, with steep embankments to contain the river's seasonal floods. This is all as per Wikipedia. Let's define the word Homo sapien. What is the Homo sapien? As per its definition, humans known taxonomically as Homo sapiens, Latin means for wise man or knowing man, are the only living species in the Homo genus. Anatomically, modern humans originated in Africa about 200,000 years ago, reaching full modern behavior around 50,000 years ago. Humans have a highly developed brain and are capable of abstract reasoning, language, introspection, and problem solving. This mental capability, combined with an erect body carriage that frees the hands for manipulating objects, has allowed humans to make far greater use of tools than any other living species on Earth. Other high-level thought processes of humans, such as self-awareness, rationality, and sapience, are considered to be defining features of what constitutes a person. And this is as per Wikipedia. Hence, the world of Babylon, united with the Indo-Europeans, created the world of babbling. The babbling world created a person, a persona of the human sapien. Please keep this in mind. Now for some truth. The person that is defined as a Homo sapien by your Indo-European languages is also a legal fiction and is unaware of its fictional status and therefore lacks self-awareness and is irrational and insane. Why are you not more than just a babbling baby? Because you are controlled by Babylon religions, Babylon ideas, Babylon beliefs, and therefore you, the Homo sapien adult, is just a babbling baby. It was required so that the elite, the leaders of Babylon, could enslave you. Hence you are fixed in stone as a babbling Babylon Homo sapien. Understand? As per Wikipedia, here's a little information on humans since we are on that topic. Humans are uniquely adept at utilizing systems of communication for self-expression, the exchange of ideas, and organization. Humans create complex social structures composed of many cooperating and competing groups, from families and kinship networks to nations. Social interactions between humans have established an extremely wide variety of values, social norms, and rituals which together form the basis of human society. With individuals widespread in every continent except Antarctica, humans are a cosmopolitan species. As of November 2001, the human population was estimated by the United Nations Population Division to be about 7 billion, and by the United States Census Bureau to be about 6.97 billion. It is important to note that according to this definition, your social interactions, your connections, form the basis of human society. Here's another important statement from Wikipedia. Humans are noted for their desire to understand and influence their environment, seeking to explain and manipulate phenomena through science, philosophy, mythology, and religion. This natural curiosity has led to the development of advanced tools and skills, which are passed on culturally. Humans are the only species known to build fires, cook their food, clothe themselves, and to create and use numerous other technologies and arts. The study of humans is a scientific discipline of anthropology. What Wikipedia is defining is the creation of the third person. As you are persons, the babbling Babylonian Homo sapiens are continuing their society through the connections, the social interactions, and thus through the creation of the third person. And thus, by extending extensions, since and before Babylon, the Homo sapien expanded the development of the third person, as well as the expansion of the second and first person, through the extension of the Babylonian religions, philosophy, mythology, and culture, generation after generation. You used your connections as the basis for your society by linking the first, second, and third persons created by Babylonian babbling. Therefore, you enslaved yourselves. It is a wonder, is it not? Pure insanity, dear slaves. Let me go on. The definition of Babylonian religion, per Wikipedia. Babylonian religion is the religious practice of the Chaldeans from the old Babylonian period in the Middle Bronze Age until the rise of the Neo-Assyrian Empire in the early Iron Age. A brief review of the Chaldean religious tradition as opposed to the closely related Chaldeans occurred under the 7th to 6th century Chaldean dynasty. Babylonian mythology is a set of stories depicting the activities of Babylonian deities, heroes, and mythological creatures. These stories serve many social, political, and ceremonial purposes, and at times tried to explain natural phenomena. Chaldean religion was largely centered around civilization. Every generation you accomplish your Babylonian tasks of creating stars, heroes, creating grand stories as you orchestrate the third person. The movies, cinema, theater are great tools for this task also. You, in essence, are just trying to fulfill your Babylonian roles and thus satisfying your pagan urges, and you do so at any cost. So it appears. Babylonian mythology was greatly influenced by their Sumerian counterparts and was written on clay tablets inscribed from the cuneiform script derived from the Sumerian cuneiform. The myths were usually either written in Sumerian or Akkadian. Some Babylonian texts were even translations into Akkadian from the Sumerian language of earlier texts, though the names of some deities were changed in Babylonian texts. Babylonian mythology influenced the Abrahamic religions, which are termed Christianity, Judaism, and Mohammedanism. Many of the stories of the Tanakh, the Hebrew Bible, are believed to have been based on, influenced by, or inspired by the legendary mythological past of the Near East. The Bibles of the world are in essence Babylonian tales used to create and perpetuate the third person, who with the second and first persons create the world that you live in. Let's further discuss the meanings of the first, second, and third persons. And later I will mention the fourth person. I've said that the actions of the third person results in the creation of the fictional Homo sapien, which the lawyers use as a legal fiction to create a corporate entity that each government can then provide a social insurance number for this new legal person fiction persona. Understand? Let me further explain. You, the Babylonian Homo sapien, utilize the persona of the first person for your role in the world. The third person acts on the first and second person through strings or connections. Because you love your connections, your we, you love, like strings on a puppet, and then the strings control or coordinate the actions of the first and second person. In the process, the music that is then created results in the mixing of the genes. Hence you march to the beat of the music. Thus, in essence, there are 7 billion first-person fictions living on this planet, marching to the beat of the music, created by strings of the third person pulling or pushing on the second or first persons. The lawyers using the legal fiction, the first person for their corporate purposes, to issue identity cards, to create businesses, to issue passports, etc., etc. The lawyers having first-hand knowledge of the first person, then as a result of the greed and thirst for power, their own greed and thirst for power, to satisfy their own urges, they pull on the strings attached to the first person, which are strings of the second and third person, and thus in essence play a mini God role in your lives. If you happen to pass their way through litigation or criminal activity, or just through administrational affairs such as acquiring or selling homes, they can then pull or push strings. Hence, any contact with a lawyer lets them taste your juices and permits them to be little mini gods in your world. Oh, how deep the evil lies.